Cree was my first language, When I was first born, my grandpa grabbed a hold of me before anybody else could, before my mom could, and he was walking up and down the hall with me, and he was telling me, in Cree too, he was telling me that I was gonna be a good Cree speaker and I was gonna be a warrior, a good hunter. And that's what I am today. That's what I am today. And growing up all the time, he would always tell me like, and like, keep up your Cree, just try every day. So I did, and I never ever lost my language, never. Say if my grandpa was here and I were to talk to him, I would say, "Tanse swepan," like, how's the weather today? Or stuff like that. But if I were to like mix it up and throw an English word in there, he'd be like, and then he would tell me how to say it in Cree. Then he'd tell me to start over, because he wants me to speak nothing but Cree to him, because that's respect, right, to your elders. And I speak English to my grandma only because she taught me that, right? But I still speak Cree to her. I go pretty much all over with her, speaking Cree and showing my language and stuff. A lot of people nowadays are saying that our language is dying out, or it's gone, or we're losing it, but we're not losing it, or it didn't die, It's sleeping. It's a spirit that needs to be woken up. It's people like us who are gonna wake up that language, because our language is esokak, esokak amma ನೇಹ್ಹಿಯಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ಕೊನ್. It's like, yeah, ನೇಹ್ಹಿya, it's like we're praying every time we talk. It's a very sacred language. I was never taught to laugh at somebody when they're trying to speak Cree or make fun of them. All you can do is just push them forward and tell them to keep going, Another reason why people are struggling trying to learn this language is because you asked me how to say cow in Cree or something, and I were to tell you mustus and you were to say musus or something like that, something close but not exactly it. A lot of people will burst out laughing, and that really brings a person down. I've seen that happen a few times, and I gave people a few talks. Like, you can't do that to people, especially when they're trying to learn their language and they're going out of their way to learn something that was ours in the first place, and you don't know how a person feels, So you must never judge a person, just support them. I noticed a lot of people like bring one another down for that, and that's not the way we should do it. So you're supposed to like be proud of your bro for trying, I've had a lot of people say that to me before, that they've been bummed out or they just stopped trying because they got made fun of, But times like that, you're gonna experience it. There's that odd person out there that doesn't care and that'll laugh at you and stuff. But you gotta think of yourself, because that person won't always be there to laugh at you and stuff, because people come and go. You just gotta think what's best for you, That person that laughed at you is gonna be really tripped out if you just suddenly one day you're just super fluent, They're gonna look back on that day that they laughed at you and just, wow, I've had that happen to me before. I've had that happen to me a lot of times, especially like with my English and stuff. People said I was just gonna be like one of those Nietzsche's, that just did real heavy Nietzsche accent, but it's not even like that. I've really grown since then, and I've realized a lot of things, and I've also learned and heard a lot of things. But today now, our people are weak nowadays, and they need strengthening, Can't bring one another down, especially during these times. You could say, I guess, it's hard times for some people, and some people aren't just as strong as others, and you just gotta just push them in the right direction. Yeah. You can go on Google, right? Google Translate, and you can type in anything, any message in there, and it'll translate it into pretty much every language except Cree. Wouldn't it be like cool if they could do that and it would translate it into Cree? that one guy in there, he said something that caught my attention, where cartoons and stuff for little kids, if you were to like just sit there and watch a show and they do nothing but talk Cree, you know, that would be something. Or even like, you know how you can pull a string on a toy and it'll say, "Hi, I'm Elmo." You pull that string and it'll say, "Danse Almonia na sigasun." That would be something, you know? That would be something. And I know there's Cree apps and stuff out there, but a lot of people have a hard time trying to read Cree and sound it out and stuff, you know? And that's why I was saying about like the Google Translate. You can literally type in any message and then play it and then it'll just say it. That would really help a lot of people, especially young people trying to learn their language. We would have a lot more people that can speak Cree today if we could do something like that. It's important because these are people that actually want to try and wake this language up. These are people who have experience and lots of teachings, lots of elders in there. You know, it was an honor sitting down with them. They have a lot of stories and stuff to share, and they have a lot of things that they can teach us and show us, you know. And it's a good cause. It has to do with our language, you know. That's a real powerful thing. And I feel like this is important because their discussions in there are pretty much just how can we help the youth get their language back, or sharing experiences about like what they did to help a person, you know. And to me, like, a good sharing circle like that is very important, you know. It's very important to talk about stuff. Some people have a hard time with that, but our language is lost and asleep for some people. Some people just need to find themselves and wake up the language, you know. And this is pretty much what they're doing, you know. A lot of good people in there, a lot of good people, and I feel like they can achieve a lot if they work together and stuff, you know, because they have a lot of great ideas. And I feel like if they were to actually go through with some of these ideas that they shared, then it honestly could be quite successful, you know. This could be big. I really encourage a lot of kids my age and you. It's never too late to pick up your language and stuff. You can start one word at a time, you know, one word a day. And you just get a new word every single day and just keep adding to that. 3 months' time, you'll be able to hold up a conversation with an elder, be able to understand them and stuff. It doesn't take long. You just need to be patient, you know, because sometimes it's mostly just the pronunciation that people have problems with. It's not so much the understanding. You tell a person what this means once, they hear that word again, they'll be like, "Oh, I think I know what that means." You'll hear a lot of people say that because they heard that before. Somebody told them what that meant. That's kind of like they're starting to wake up their language. I really hope to see that a lot more people start picking up the language, because if they don't, one day it's gonna be all gone, and there's just gonna be that one person who has to wake up their language, because there's a lot of warriors out there that don't even know they're warriors yet. You gotta find yourself and strengthen your matayokan, you know, your spirit, and give thanks for a new day. Even waking up in the morning, you could just say a Cree word, and that'll be the word of the day. You don't have to try to learn multiple words a day. Just say one word, that's the word of the day. One day at a time. And eventually, you'll be pretty good at speaking Cree. A good thing is a sweat. Take some printing for your Cree name, and that'll really help you. You know, I haven't personally been through that path, addictions, but I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, you know. I've drank and stuff. I almost had a problem with that, but I had to quit because my grandpa became a Sundance man and stuff, and I had to just focus on that, you know, because sure, there's like cravings and stuff to go out, or you get invites from the friends and stuff. You can go there and you can have just as much fun sober, you know? And another way I've dealt with addictions is, you know, my mom. I never had parents really growing up except for my kukum and mushum. There's my only parent figures in my life. And now I finally got my mom back. You know, I finally got her back, but I'm not holding anything, you know. I've been traumatized by a lot of things, and I had my mom stolen from me at a very, very young age from addictions and stuff. At one point, I was driving around and looking out the window and seeing some lady walk by, and I'd think that's my mom, hey? And I'd be like, stop. And they stop, I'd run out and be like, Mom. And then that's not even her, you know? And I'm like, that's how it was for a while. And I feel like that was one of the reasons why I started drinking, you know. I was full of anger and stuff and depression because of that. Because everybody needs a mom, you know. Everybody needs a mom. Because that female role model in your life is one of the most important role models that you can have. And I didn't really have that except for my grandma. And I'm thankful for that, you know. She taught me a lot of things. She taught me how to respect women and stuff. And once I learned how to put that past me and pretty much forgive, you know, she always tells me, forgive. Because with that, I developed severe anger issues from that. And I was getting expelled from school, getting into fights and stuff. And my grandma really helped me through all that, you know. She would always tell me, YXE, kaya, ape. You know, YXE ape. You know, that's on him. And then I'd just sit there and listen, you know. I don't say nothing. I just sit there and listen. And my grandma just has a place in my heart that can never be taken away. She helped me get through a lot, especially with my drinking and stuff. I quit all that because of my grandpa and my grandma, you know. And I guess you could say like it was just my teenage years, you know, going through high school and stuff, graduations, you know, the grad parties and stuff. But I got a little too carried away, and my grandparents were there to put me in check, and I appreciate them for that, because I had my time to blame it on anger and stuff that I went through with my mom and stuff, but it became a point where I couldn't blame it on her no more, you know. I couldn't keep saying I'm mad, you know, because of my mom, you know. At a point it just becomes you know. It's not what you want to do, it's just what you feel like you got to do, you know, to not feel like that. And that's what I did. That's how I handled it. And my grandma started showing me about forgiveness, you know, forgiveness, niejhhiyawe, and from that, it really helped me let everything go. And I'll sit there and have long talks with my grandpa, and it's very like therapeutic, I guess, you know. And especially with my hunting, walking around in the bush, I can be out there by myself. I can do what I want. I could cry if I want to, you know. I'm not one to cry, but I could out there because I'm by myself, you know. And I could just sit there and say a prayer. And that really strengthened me as a person. I just hope a lot more people can walk that red road, you know. It's not an easy thing to just escape addictions and stuff, you know, but I do pray for the people that still struggle with them, you know. I pray that one day they can deal with their problems, you know, because you really don't know what a person is going through. You can look at a person and they look happy and you think they're happy, but deep down that person could be hurting, you know. So that's why I never judge a person, because I was raised like that, never to judge a person. You don't know what they're going through. If they're going through something, the only thing you can do is make it worse. I just try to be positive with everything I say.